Hey heroes, Cole's here. Today I'm going through the release notes for patch 3.4.0. And whoa Nelly, this is an awesome patch. We've had some drama recently and this is drama free. So I have a pretty good sense, I think, of where the players are on this patch and where the devs are on this patch. The really interesting thing to me, and I'll talk about this as we go, is just kind of the distribution of the player base between like hardcore players and kind of new players. So that's one thing to keep in mind as we go through and how they're making these changes. These patch notes are going to be super long. I'm also a little bit sick, and so I apologize for that if like I come through as not totally clear-headed. All right, massively reduced hero upgrade costs. So they redid basically how you level up heroes, both on how you collect shards and then the required resources in order to level them up. So when we first introduced the hero system, we had around 15 heroes in the game. Now they're over 50. Over time, we've seen the cost of max out a hero has become too high. Most players don't engage with the shard system beyond star rank 2. And faction wars doesn't feel worthwhile because the rewards don't allow for meaningful progress. So kind of interesting here thing is that they're admitting that faction wars felt kind of bad unless you bought one of the passes. It did, but it also was like actually really worth it. Faction wars was already like actually I thought in a pretty good state because once you get over the fact that it's a little bit boring, it actually makes you super strong over time. We're going to see here that faction wars is getting essentially a giant buff and will make it super worth it to do it. And it was already, I thought, really worth it. So this is going to be a giant buff to the faction wars passes and to faction wars more generally. So, hero star rank costs drastically reduced. To make hero progression more engaging, we're massively reduced the cost of max out heroes. Shards required per star rank. So what they're doing is massively reducing the number of shards it takes to star up your heroes. And as you get higher in star ranks, you do a ton more damage, particularly the new heroes from skills. Getting 3-star, your hero up to 3-star is a big deal. And 4-star is only 450 down from 1,225. So this is also giant. I'm actually going to go from having no heroes at 4-star, I think, to maybe having like 2 at 4-star, which is huge. I was planning on never essentially getting this. That just was not going to happen for me as like a relatively free-to-play player. But at 450, I actually have 2 now at 4-star, so that's huge for me. So 5-star, great. Like you have to spend a ton of money if you want to get there. So that's for the whales. But the whales accounts are going to be fantastically awesome now. With this significant cost reduction, we made a few small adjustments to ensure a fair balance. So end of adventure now yields 50 instead of 100, and $15 shot offer now grants 50 instead of 100. So a little thing here, if you want to go spend some money now, you can get a really, really good deal on shards because shards are going to get infinitely more valuable in the next patch. And by infinitely, I mean like 4 times. Before, those shard amounts will get your hero to 2 stars. Okay, so that's fine. These tweaks help maintain a healthy balance for free pain progression. No changes have been made to faction wars. Okay, and we believe they are already in great spot with reduced requirements. This means faction wars becomes one of the best ways to farm. And I agree. So this is a huge buff to faction wars. So those boosts that you could already pay for were already very strong. And now the diamond boost is literally insane. Like that's just a super awesome use of money. If you're early in the game and you're just starting to like build up, I really highly recommend now the faction boost. I still don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on them yet. If I could redo my spending in the game, I allocated a lot more resources to this. These adjustments allow us to deliver huge shard cost reductions without making certain source disproportionately strong. In the end, you'll still be able to level up heroes faster and more affordable than ever before. Okay, I agree with that. Skill book requirement reduced. All right, this is great. A hero's strength comes from their skills. This is especially true for new heroes. But we've seen that skill upgrades are often overlooked within the community due to high costs. The skill books are very hard to come by right now. To make skill progression more accessible and rewarding, we significantly reduced the number of skill books. This is also huge because getting your hero's skill level up is how you like max out their damage just tremendously. 50 is still a lot to get to level 4, but this is actually doable. So this is going to be a huge spike for me, I think. So I have Bunny and Warlord. I think I'm able to hit the star level 4 now. And that's going to be just giant spikes, especially for Warlord. And then at 275, it's another 100. So yeah, it's a massive switch for it. Yeah. These patch notes were also like a tremendous pat on their own back. Like the community letter was basically saying like how they're awesome. I didn't include it in the patch notes here, but like you can go read it. It's like, oh, we're such a good game development company. I thought those were kind of funny, being like, oh, we listen to players and we're awesome. And so you guys like the game. I'm making fun of it because it was very self-congratulatory, but they have been doing a great job. I think all the updates that they've made to the game in the last 3 months have been fantastic. I keep saying that. And so I think that these are going to be great also. Hero orb requirements, they're reducing the amount of hero orbs. Okay, at level, so I don't really care about the reduction. What this means for you. Leveling heroes is now much more achievable. You can now build multiple heroes without breaking the bank. Faction wars, it's actually worth doing. It already was, now it super is. And here's the best part. So here's huge. So you will keep resources you've invested so far. 100% if your hero star rank 3 in the old system will get refunded the shards. You can get up your closer to star rank 4. No losses, only gains. Same for hero orbs and skill books. So first off too, a little optimization. If you're doing boss brawl this week, spend all your skill books because you're going to get them back next week. So I did that for like the heroes that are in the faction. I hadn't skilled them all the way up because I was saving them for other heroes, but I just plowed them all in today because you're going to get their skill books back next week. So you get all your resources back. That's super awesome. Basically, you're going to get to reset and then readjust how you allocate your hero orbs and your skill books to your heroes. So that's just phenomenal. Because again, meaningful decisions are the best part about video games. More meaningful progress. To ensure hero progression feels rewarding and balanced, we're making a couple of necessary tweaks. Okay, so they're changing at what hero levels you start receiving benefits like the global buffs and the ultimates. And this is where it gets interesting between the deviation between like endgame players and early game players. So the first skill now unlocks at level 40 instead of 20, that's fine. The second skill unlocks at level 80, star rank 1 instead of 40. So this is when you used to get your ultimate at level 80, you're now only getting the second skill. And the ultimate now unlocks at level 100 instead of 80. So now they've made it so you have to get up to star rank 2 in order to get access to the ultimate. And the ultimate is what makes a bunch of heroes playable and fun. And so they're pushing back the point at which you get the ultimate to like really unlock the hero. And so doing all this math is super complicated. And luckily the guys in my guild put together a spreadsheet that lets you calculate your own kind of conversion systems. You can go in here and like put in your current values and see what you're gonna have at the end of the day. Because all this math is very complicated. What generally is happening here is that for early game players, the ultimate is getting pushed back into their star level, which might feel bad for them because now they're gonna have to invest more hero orbs, and when your hero orbs are limited, you're not gonna get all of your heroes up to have an ultimate. So that might feel kind of bad for early game players. The one that might impact me is the global abilities are now not unlocked until star rank 3 instead of star rank 2. So all of my heroes are star rank 2 except for like Go. So I had all the globals unlocked. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose a couple of globals now with this change because I don't think like I have all of my heroes with enough shards to get to star rank 3. I saw this in an image from Freywood that at level 90 you get the faction boost instead of level 140. So not only at star rank 2 do you unlock the ultimate, but you also get the faction boost, which is frigging awesome. Especially for special faction. I mean, that's a giant just like faction level boost. Also what's happening here with the increase in star levels is that your faction is going to get super strong too. Like I'm at like 18 star level for Warrior Guild. I think after this I'm going to be at 25 at the cap. My Warrior faction is going to get like a massive boost, and I asked about it and it's intended. So like my Warrior faction is going to be incredibly strong. It's a huge change because I have like all of the Warrior guilds. And so if my Warlord steps up from 3 to 4 plus the huge guild bonus, like he's going to be a beast. I hope that, I mean, I don't know if that was intended, but Faction Wars just got a giant buff and the factions got a giant buff. I'm excited. Like my account is going to get way stronger. There is now a stat boost. The level 140 stat boost is awesome. So if you can get your heroes up to star rank 4, it now feels really worth it. It already was technically, but now it feels better. Which is what you want in a game, is like you want it to feel good. You don't want things to be hidden. I think I was talking about with pets. You don't want like stats to be hidden. You want them to feel present and liked. So you're going to get a massive boost at 140. Looking at the hero level 100 stat unlocks to see how this impacts your heroes. So this is if you can get them to star level 4 and up to level 140. They get a massive power spike and it's unique to each hero. I skimmed through this earlier. I'm going to skim through it again. This might actually make Arcane Mage playable. Armor is not great for Knight that late in the game. It's just like you're going to save on Armor Tome in like Nightmare mode. Not entirely sure why they're doing that. Dark Ranger gets crit chance. Plus 3 to starting upgrades to Crazy Tinkerer. I can't think of a mode where this is actually going to be helpful right now, but that's a lot of starting upgrades. So it also gives you a sense of like how they're mentally balancing this stuff. I mean, that's 3 legendary talents. So you can kind of think through like how they're balancing the rest of the things with that. Fire Wizard, it's a lot of this is like a 20% increase in damage, right? So 20, 20, 15 is actually kind of like more like 30. You don't crit all the time, so it's probably like about 20. It's a very strong update for Blade Master. You can probably get to 100% crit with that. Spirit Shaman, max health. I don't actually know how she even works, but everything's kind of like a 20% impop here. I don't get this Reaper evasion. So I don't understand the armor and the evasion one, because those are both defensive abilities, and that's like the majority of content is not defensive. Maybe later stages of dungeon, when you get up to like the really high levels, you're gonna need this kind of thing, but you don't need it now. Pirate Girl Gunslinger, it's a fun translation for Pirate Queen. More instant kill chance. So this like This is nice because it thematically like goes with what she's about. Warlock gets 3 extra magical projectiles. Warlock, I've been told, is really good in Nightmare mode. I don't own the guy, but this is a giant buff at 140. So like these 140 things are big. 1 extra % damage for 1% missing health with the barb. That's cool. It could actually be a whole ton of damage if you can like keep him low, especially in something like boss brawl. This is a big game hunter. He is awesome for boss brawl and like the perfect reward hero. So they did a really good job with that, making him the reward hero for boss brawl. It feels so much better than the hero class heroes because big game hunter is actually like a hero you want to play and is good for the mode. Right, 20% increase for clockwork mage, 20% for monk, 20% tie warden. So this is ginormous. This Santa buff is crazy. Plus 5% chance to earn a gold key on chapter completion. That, and it's additive? That's huge! That takes Santa from 23 to 28%, which is like a 20%, again, a 20% increase in gold key chance. Plus you're gonna have the faction bonus now at level 90, so this is a plus 6% gold key chance to Santa, pushing 30. This is a phenomenal buff to Santa. And also like the special faction buffs moving up into 90. Like Leprechauns is awesome. Barbarians is nutty. Like, the reason why you bought some special heroes was, oh my god, like Pumpkin Shade? I should have got Pumpkin Shade. The special faction bonuses are nutty sometimes. I don't know if that's real or not, but that 90% faction bonus, like, they moved a ton of power into level 90. It's not global, but it's close. Assassin, Frost Queen, these are all, right, you can all see these are all basically just like 20% increases to damage. Dark Paladin, this seems like it's pretty cool. Leprechaun, this is not actually that strong. I mean, 10%, but whatever. I mean, you're up to like 300 something, so that's like only like a 3 or 4% increase to coins. 20% physical damage, right? This is kind of like what they're doing it around. I thought this was interesting. This is actually a giant buff to Werebeast. All of his skills are based off of max health, and so you're gonna get your max skills. You're gonna get your skills up to like level 4 plus more max health. He's going to be a beast, like just tanky wise, and you actually use him right in modes where you get hit. I don't understand this Shield Warden buff. He should be like this kind of max health change would be very similar for him. I mean, he doesn't do a ton of damage, but maybe this will make him like just more playable. Barbarian thing is big. Extra orbs, he can be your orb farmer. And I think that's his faction bonus. And then this guy's good. This guy, the new guy, he seems like a very strong hero. Plus 3 starting upgrades. There's got to be a mode, like, right, it makes arena way easier. Forge upgrades now require star ranks to unlock, so this is kind of interesting too. In order to get to Forge level 4 and 5, you're going to need star rank 3, so you're going to have to put a lot more time into a hero in order to like unlock them. With boss brawl and with faction wars, you should be able to get like your favorite hero up to star rank 3 relatively quickly. So we're talking like a couple of months. We want star ranks to feel truly powerful and they don't stand out as much. These changes should make a stronger connection between star ranks and your hero strength. Okay. You won't lose any ultimates or forges upon you're already unlocked. So this is big. They're not going to lose any ultimates or forges, so that's nice. I think it's not really going to impact me, but it could impact people in the margins, and they're being generous. So this is like what you want to see from them in terms of like when something's on the border, they're favoring players. That's the general change to hero shards. It's going to let you get up to star level 4 faster, reallocate your resources better, and it's just a giant buff to factions. I'm going to have an incredibly strong warrior guild, and so I'm going to get a giant boost. I'm still working towards heroic gear. I've seen some comments about lower level players that are not going to be able to hit all of the new hero orb requirements to get like the ultimates, and that could be frustrating. So that's like the big, huge change to hero leveling. And then they're introducing just like awesome content. Arena hard mode. Another thing that I learned from Freywood this patch, only 0.5% of players make it to nightmare mode. I thought it was 5%, it's only 0.5%, which also means that I bet very few people are actually having this problem with arena hard mode. So this is like geared basically at end of game players, and there aren't that many of them relative to the overall player base. What's new in arena hard mode? You get weapon token choice. The main purpose of hard mode is to give you more control. Instead of receiving random weapon tokens, you now get to choose between 3 different weapon tokens. So random weapon tokens. Okay. So at least you'll get to like maybe make them better than the one that was offered to you via the regular arena. Better rewards. We're increasing all rewards by 10% on average, but for extra incentive. So that's awesome. You can get, I guess, 1,100 super tokens now at the end of the day, and there's going to be some kind of leaderboard, which is great. So hard mode arena automatically unlocks after you beat arena. It's going to be a little toggle like you see in normal mode hard mode. It's the same kind of UI element. Once unlocked, your arena will always start in hard mode by default. Okay. If hard mode becomes too tough, you can just switch to normal mode at any time. But if you switch to normal mode, you can't go back to hard mode. This is really cool. It's another one of those like meaningful decisions moments. So if you think you can't get past hard mode this week, you switch back to normal mode and clear the rest of arena out. And then I moved these down here, improved hero passes. This is like if you're buying the hero passes, they do get better here. You're going to get shards instead of neutral stones, which is good. But someone on the developer said that when the Discord likes a patch, they lose revenue. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully this doesn't make the game more complicated for, I guess, new players is maybe my concern. Because as an endgame player, all of these changes are fantastic. There's some new upcoming features. There's a portal system overhaul on the way, a guild overhaul later this year. That'd be great. And then there is something that they're coming out for that they're very excited for. So kind of my take on this at the end of the day is that this is, I mean, phenomenally awesome for late game players. This is what we've been asking for. So this is awesome. And again, the new arena also sounds great. Like the new content they're putting out is just phenomenal. Good on Swift on that end. Harping on it, like Faction Wars is going to be great. If you're not already doing Faction Wars, you should have been. And now it's like, oh my God, your faction is going to get super, super strong, right? So the issue here is, right, like, so if people want to unlock the ultimate now, they need to like get this many hero orbs. And if you're early in the game, you might just not have that many, because like this change is drastic, right? 990,000 here, and this change is drastic, but this isn't. And you're going to have a lot more people that need to get here in order to get their ultimate unlocked. So this might feel bad for early game players. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they fiddle with these a little bit, because it has no real impact on late game players, but it'll dramatically impact early game progression. Okay, I'm Coles. I'm a high level HvH player. You can find me here on Reddit or on Discord. You can subscribe to my Patreon. You can become an executive producer. In fact, this video is executive produced by Cake Invictus, so thank you to him. And remember, always do your adventures!